am so not in a good mood right now because I just finished watching 2 episodes of what I found to be some of the most agonizing entertainment. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded or something, but it's getting annoying. Many of you probably don't know, but I was kind of excited when the ARK animation was announced. I'm thinking, cool, dinosaurs, whatnot. And the first thing I noticed though, I mean, it's not a big deal individually, but why is it now every modern day animation with a black woman lead or a dark-skinned woman has to be a lesbian? Can we get some straight black women leads in animation, please? Invincible doesn't count because they made her insufferable and she wasn't the lead character. Like, for real. Anyway, I'm gonna start off just a preface. Okay? Anyone who is in a really good mood right now, please leave. Because this review is going to have you leaving in a either really bad mood or in a really happy mood because you've just completely overshot anger into whatever I'm feeling right now. Also, I am not a professional movie reviewer. I'm not freaking Jeremy Johns. I'm a regular person who's just giving her opinion on things. So excuse me if I overshoot the details of the cinematography of the animation and the pixels. And I don't give a damn about that stuff. I am talking about my experience, what I didn't like, what I liked. It just so happened that there are things here, more details that I absolutely loathed about this animation so far. And I'm only doing episodes 1 and 2 because I don't think I can go any farther than this. So let's start. So, lead main character wakes up in the ocean. David Tennant and Jared Butler, yeah, trying to get all the names. Hey, everyone, watch us. Look at the actors that we have that you like. Sorry, but actors are not enough anymore to make me sit down and watch a dog shit show. She starts being chased by this megalodon thing. Something else eats this right before it catches her because that's been done to death 100 times now, and she ends up on the beach. She finds that she's alone, and clearly it's just like the beginning of the ARK survival game, which I played. So she's like, where am I? This is terrible. And she's looking at her hands and notices that she has an embedded device or something of the sort in her wrist, just like when you wake up playing the game everyone has. She sees a dodo and she's like, oh shit, what are you doing, bro? Kentucky? The dodo's like, I mean, I know I'm ugly, but have you seen yourself, bitch? She's like, I won't hurt you. And it's like automatically in love with her, which is fine, I guess, because doesn't know how to be afraid of humans. Oh no! Big white dude shows up. He's either gonna be evil or he's gonna die soon. One of those two things.
You mind not domesticating my dinner there?
Your dinner is Rhaphis cucullatus, which hasn't been seen alive for 300 years.
So forgive me, but immediately off the bat, I absolutely hate this woman. Why is she such an asshole? It doesn't make any sense. I understand this is the first human being you've seen. Now, granted, you don't know who he is. Fair enough. You're probably upset. You're probably thinking, man, I don't know who this guy is. He could be some weirdo. So let me just be careful. But you're more concerned because this dodo hasn't been seen in a long time. But why are you so freaking angry? Look at her. This immediately puts off the character. And the reason why I don't want to even continue is because the character is so gosh darn unlikable. It's either those things. Every time there is a dark-skinned woman lead, she is insufferable or a lesbian and insufferable or either of the two. It always has to be one of those things. It's almost like they're trying to say dark-skinned women are masculine or something. I don't know what is going on with animations, and it's specifically in animations. The modern animations, go look it up. Which is the one I watched recently? Scavenger's Reign. We got Invincible, but she wasn't the lead. We got Velma, which nobody likes. Oh yeah, the Castlevania. She was insufferable. Like, come on. It's getting so annoying. And I know people are gonna probably think, well, you know, it doesn't happen all the time. It's only once in a while. Is it really? I've been seeing it everywhere I'm going now. Every single animation that comes out of America so far, back to back, newer animations are always like this. It's not even like the newer animations too. It's TV shows, and it's so insulting. So yeah, immediately don't like the character.
Been seen alive for 300 years. This creature is a miracle. And you think it's dinner?
Ooh. Bitch, you're on an island. You're on an island. You don't know this person. First of all, maybe he could be mean. You don't know him. Why are you provoking him with your arrogance? Number two, you're on a remote island. You don't know where you are. It's clear that you're on an island somewhere where you don't know. You're educated, but yet you don't have the wherewithal to foreshadow you might needing food sometime soon since you're on a fucking island with no restaurant joints around, no stoves, nothing. There's barely any food. Do you see food? What are you gonna eat? You gonna eat his dick? It's so stupid. Oh my God. This makes women look so bad. There's already so many shows out there showing women as being incompetent when it comes to survival. And then they have the main lead character be all like, well, you know what? I don't want to hurt this animal, but just in case, I might need food later because I don't know where I am or how I'm going to get out of here. This dinner just walked right up to me. Let me keep it just in case. And somebody else is saying, hey, I was hunting that. You don't think to say, oh, hi, another human being. What are we doing here? Who are you? Her first thing is, this dodo has been extinct for 300 years and you want to eat him? What if he's native to the island? What if he's of another culture and he's native to see, this is why Americans get shot. Because you go to these other countries and you see them eating shit and you're like, how dare you, you inhumane, that you get a spear through your fucking throat. It is so annoying. I know I'm getting mad. I'm already like in a bad mood. I'm not feeling well today and I wasted my time watching this. And it doesn't matter that I watched it on fucking double speed, it still wasn't fast enough. It was so unbearable. I had to be doing something in the background or fiddling with my fingers to make me feel as though the time was passing. And it wasn't passing fast enough. This woman. Ew.
You're new here. Come on.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Look, I don't know what kind of sick game you're playing at here, but...
You don't know how you got here, right?
You don't know what kind of sick game he's playing. That's not the first thing that you ask him when you see him. You care more about the freaking bird, my guy. I love animals as much as the next person, maybe a little bit more than that. But my thing would be, dude, are you good? You're this hulking dude that looks like he weighs 400 pounds. And I'm here alone. For all I know, you could have brought me to the island. And you care more about provoking this person. I would have taken up the bird and probably ran away and stayed like 6 feet, 12 feet, 30 feet, as many feet as possible. So you have a spare on you have a weapon. I have no weapons. Let's provoke and antagonize the freaking Sasquatch man that you don't know in a place where you've never been. Like this makes no sense. So he's telling her, hey, I woke up, washed up on the water too. You're not alone.
You woke up in the water, washed up on the beach. Right. It was the same for me.
Let's say I believe you, and I'm not saying I do. Then, just where exactly are we?
Why are you being such a Anyway, so it turns out that they're from different time periods. So he's telling her, look, kid, you're not gonna be alive in the next 30 minutes if you don't do exactly as I say. Fair enough, big strapping dude has been out here longer than I have. He knows more about this island than I do, even if he doesn't know anything or everything about it. So the sensible thing is to, once you've established that he's not a threat, go with him and do what he says to do because you know nothing about this island. He reveals that his name is Bob, and he says this place is a lot more dangerous than you think. So when she asks why he's not wearing any clothes, which I think is self-explanatory because, I don't know. I mean, he has shorts on. I mean, it couldn't possibly be that you're on a tropical island. Who wrote the dialogue for this fucking thing? Oh my God. I hate you guys. I'm not finishing this whole thing. I can't get past these 2 episodes. I know someone is like, it gets better. Does it now? Really? I feel like my time is wasted and the dialogue here sucks. This is not giving good representation, by the way, because she's as dumb as a horse ass. Why would you ask some dude who's obviously been stranded there like you are why he's not wearing any clothes and you're on a tropical island? Are we for real right now?
I spent my life wearing a uniform, following other people's orders. Now I got a fresh start. So here, I choose to live just as nature intended.
So old bitch runs off by herself without telling the guy where she's going. And you would think, okay, she doesn't trust the guy, so that's why she's running away. That's not why she's running away. Oh my God, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to do this in parts because... So we get that he was a soldier and he is living as nature intended. Couldn't be because I was expecting him to be like, are you special or something? It's hot. Hello? Do you not feel the weather? Maybe I woke up and didn't have any clothes. Did you think about that?
Come back here.
So Remember when she ran off from the beach? Her eyesight is so avian. She has such immaculate eyesight. She saw a snail, a tiny snail the size of her nose, far into the distance in the shade on some branch. And that's why she ran off from the beach to go look at it. Despite this dude telling you it's dangerous and not knowing where the hell you are. I am so done. I am so done right now. I can't with these stupid freaking shows. I hope this main character dies. I have never wished so badly for a main character to die as much as I want this character to die. And the highlight of this show for me was watching her get bitch slapped around by the enemies. I know that sounds toxic as hell, and I don't care.
I'm sick of eating berries.
So you leave your bird friend with the guy who wants to eat him, and you're so lost in your snailgasm that you don't notice him screaming at the bird and chasing it. So something could have come up behind you and bit each of your ass cheeks clean off your pelvis. And you just expect that you're gonna survive here longer than what is shown in the series. This thing, I'm not even gonna call her a human being because she doesn't act like one, is a walking conundrum because she's the lead character and they Mary Sue the hell out of her, yet she's the stupidest character in this entire show. I mean, all of them are, so that's saying something.
There was a 90-foot cliff and the roar of the naval guns firing on the crowds. So you could feel the explosions in your chest. Just as we were about to make landfall, there was a bright light and a loud sound. And then I woke up here.
And you were there at Normandy.
Why does she wear this perpetual scowl? When the female characters are around in the show, she doesn't do that with them. Interesting. So even though she's saying it's impossible, it happened in 1944, to him, it was 2 weeks ago. So clearly there's some time dilation thing going on here. And at this point, even though I ordinarily would be over the moon about this, you know, liking dinosaurs and liking time-oriented stuff, this put me to sleep. I felt like this wasn't enough, and I already had a bad taste in my mouth from watching the intro. As a matter of fact, when I first saw like the first 5 minutes of this, I actually turned it off. I would have watched it a long time ago, but the main character was so annoying that I had to turn it off. I had to be like, nah, I'm not in the mood for this. And that's why it took me so long to even come out with this review. Because like weeks later, then I'm like, I have to watch it because people keep harassing me about it. Did you know that the ARK Survival animated show is out? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Yes, it wasn't really pulling me. She actually took me out of it. But I pushed through for 2 episodes. That's about how much I could withstand.
What about you?
I'm from the 21st century.
Yeah, we can tell. So he says you're Australian, one of the good guys, right? Do we win? And blah, blah, blah. Then she discovers there are dinosaurs. Well, look at that. We're translated back into the past where we see her nervous before a speech. She was raised by a single mother. Yeah. Of course she was. I mean, they couldn't be any more on the nose with the freaking whatever. Allies, am I right? So she has this tattoo that her partner also has, and she sees all these people out in the audience and she's nervous. And then every time she sees her girlfriend's face, she calms down. This is the one person that is able to center her. Codependent as fuck. Ugh. Gross. So she says, according to selection theory, a creature's heritable traits, including its mental aspects, all come about as a result of its ecological situation. She suggests that natural selection is not the only method towards evolution. She's essentially talking about adaptability. Based on the environment, it determines which genes are expressed, kind of like Monster Rancher 3. Then she mentions, just like something from out of Jurassic Park, because we knew they took it from that, it's accepted that all raptors were best suited to see at night. And they had poor daytime vision, which, I know, call me crazy. I bet they're not going to use that later on, are they?
With the use of a learning neural network, we can study the epigenetic material of prehistoric megafauna. And one day, we may even be able to reconstruct these creatures' lived experiences from their physical remains.
Okay, cool. That's all great and jazz. So you would think that she would employ some of this through her surviving on the island or something. You know, I would think that we're gonna see some major character growth in her coming out of her shell so she could learn to survive on her own without her partner breathing up her cooch all the time.
Oh, I knew it! I knew those puckered, dusty...
How was she able to lift her up so effortlessly? How was she doing that? Like, she must have some wicked core strength or something. It's like, I mean, at times, Helena looks bigger than she does, and she's able to lift her up from her chest. How? I don't know, maybe I'm just nitpicking or something, but she's got some wild strength.
Gloria, keep your voice down. Could it stop my Helena?
The romance in this feels so forced. It has no point in the story other than to show Helena as this very clingy person who obviously has unresolved issues, and they're already foreshadowing that her partner is gonna die. They keep flashing back to that scene. It's the same thing as Scavenger's Reign, where they had the black woman lead character also be super insufferable and just a disgusting, unlikable character who also had flashbacks with her lesbian interest that really had no actual point to the story. Like, at this point, it feels that they're just putting in gay characters as an afterthought just to say that they did. Look, guys, she's dark-skinned and she's lesbian and she's super powerful and she can do no wrong. What a boring way to write characters now. So anyway, they come upon a Parasaurolophus. Now this guy, again, Bob, has been here longer than she has. He's way more experienced. That's how they set up his character from the jump, right? Okay. She knows nothing. She's never even been in the wilderness before. She's only ever worked with bones, with dinosaur bones. Remember that, because that's going to be important for later.
A Parasaurolophus.
We should put it out of its misery.
Stop!
It'd be a kindness.
You don't even know how bad it's hurt.
Oh my god. You don't know how bad it's hurt. Are you a freaking vet, bro? It's lying down. It's lying down because there's a big arrow sticking out of it. If it is lying down, that means it's hurt very badly. I mean, have you seen video footage of a deer, a buck, that had his whole back peeled off? His ribs were showing and everything, and he was still walking around. I've seen animals with very severe injuries, and if they're still able to be mobile, they are. The only reason an animal would be put down to the ground is if they are on the verge of death, or they're in way too much pain to move because they physically are unable to.
We have to keep moving.
So he's trying to tell her, dude, we can't stay in one space for very long, and everything he tells her, she just completely ignores him, because of course she does. Wonder what the reason for that could be.
Nothing's stopping you.
I know this bitch did not. Nothing is stopping him? Okay, fair enough. You don't want him anywhere near you. Okay, I understand. But it's what she says the next moment, when she just let him know that he could leave, feel free to leave if he wishes, and then in the very next moment, she asks him for help.
What? You think I can't take care of myself?
I know you can't.
Help me with this.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You want me to help you with this? I thought you could take care of yourself, bitch. Why do you need my help with it? You're big and bad and strong, right? So you're the one who wanted to save the dinosaur. You help the dinosaur. Why are you asking old big old boy here for help? So she instructs him, and I don't know, like, did she take veterinary medicine? Did she take animal? I know you have to know basic animal anatomy, but you've only ever worked with dinosaur bones. You've never worked with a real dinosaur before, but somehow she knows exactly what to do. They pull the arrow out, and the creature gets up and befriends her immediately.
Of course it does.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we'll call you. Scary the Parasaur.
This thing was hit by an arrow on the ground, and he's able to get up and walk like nothing happened when he was just, oh my god. So she says, you're not entirely heartless, and this is the part that just annoys me about the show. We're only like 12 minutes in, and just having to do this review over, I feel like I'm melting into my own skeletal structure. Anyway, she says it was my job. I worked with dinosaur bones and all this. She said she was a professor of paleontology at the University of Sydney, and she studied fossils of creatures like that one. Fossils, not meat and bone and tendons, anyway.
Paleontology at the University of Sydney. I study the fossils of creatures like that one.
You're a professor?
I don't see why that should be so shocking.
Well,
Ho 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 ho, here we go. Here we go. She's an idiot because she now believes this guy that he is from a different time, from 1844. If you were someone who studied history and paleontology and he's surprised that you're a professor because you're a woman, why would this be shocking to you, knowing that he comes from a time where women did not have those occupations because they didn't have the same rights? He is a lot more forgiving than someone would have been from that time, I'm telling you. And she's such a dumbass that she can't put two and two together, because how dare the man assume because I'm a woman I can't be a fresca. Why is that so shocking? And here's the part that's just an insult. And I feel like it's the writer's way of doing this to the character, which is so disrespectful, because how dare a dude say something like that? I mean, he wasn't being anything. He was like, wow, I've never seen a woman professor. You're a woman, so it's not something I expect. He wasn't even being rude, but they decide to insult his character, and all men for that matter, with this next scene. And I was just rolling my eyes so far back in my head that I really believed that they were gonna get swallowed by my freaking skull cavity. How cringe this was.
You're a professor?
I don't see why that should be so shocking.
Well, you're, a
Yep, that's stupid, man. Haha, that's what he gets for assuming and being misogynist. Aren't we clever? At this point, it's so predictable with these shows now. It's getting annoying. And you mean to tell me the dude that survived here longer than she has way more experience, gets killed off? What did I say at the beginning when I saw him? Didn't I say he was either gonna be evil or he was gonna get killed off real quick? Exactly. First character that's introduced next to her, can't have him stealing her spotlight, so let's kill him off immediately, even though it makes no sense why he would just die. Why would he drop his guard after everything? Why make him stupid as soon as she comes onto the scene, knowing he had survived here long before her, and he just goes out like this, while he's presumably being misogynist? Like, it's so dumb. It's infuriating, and I don't know why they have to put this. This really turned me off to the series. So anyway, these people, these dinosaurs, they chase her. She sees a village burning. Oh no, it's another white dude. He's super evil. Oh no, another flashback with her girlfriend. Girlfriend had to go do some activist work or something like that. Let's do a little hanky-panky. Gotta show us being all romantic, even though we have zero chemistry whatsoever. It's like watching Mark and Amber all over again with Invincible. And she doesn't want her girlfriend Victoria to go. But it's okay, Victoria will make her feel better because she's super strong. I don't know how this woman is getting all of this strength to lift up this woman who is her size or more. Like, what the hell? Like, the ease in which she does it makes no freaking sense. Unless she's been training her whole... Is she an MMA fighter? What is going on? And funny enough, her girlfriend is already more of a likable character than she is, but she gets killed off anyway, so she doesn't count. An evil white dude's like, you understand those dinosaurs? We need your help. He's from a different time too, and he does not agree with a woman having freedom and all that jazz.
It's brutality.
So there's her friend that she found called Scary the Pervert, whatever. He is getting whipped to all smithereens, and she's like, what you're doing with these creatures, it's wrong. This is not how you train them, even though it clearly is working. It might be evil and stuff, but it's working. I think there could be a better way. But they make it seem as though she's a self-righteous idiot who knows that you just have to be kind to them and they'll listen to you. And everybody should just figure that out. Not like half of these creatures were trying to eat them first.
This is wrong. All of this.
Tell me then, from what enlightened era do you join us? Your face so clean and your eyes so bright and full of life.
I ain't gonna lie. Yes, he's an actual misogynist, but I'm not gonna pretend like I did not get any sort of gratification from watching her get bitch slapped. That's like the best thing that could have happened.
Help me understand these beasts.
Oh, here we go. So we get a little spirit stallion of the Cimarron chase, and she grabs the dodo. Then she's stopped by this T-Rex, by the Lord of the Village. She knows how to speak his language as well, something that we weren't privy to at the beginning of this series, but she's just magical, so she can do every single thing that you can think of. Oh, look, it's a redhead. How rare. The Irish guy and her become friends. He's super sweet. Oh, no. I wonder what will happen to him. No way. I don't think he's gonna last very long. Can't have him stealing her spotlight, because I think they realize any other character that's not her is gonna be instantly better, including her dead girlfriend. Why did I not see that coming? Oh my. Anyone else see that coming? I sure didn't. So she's crying and she's all like, it's all my fault. Yes, it is. Even if it's not, it still is because you're stupid. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't like her. I hope she dies. Then there's some other flashback or dream she has, and it's the cops telling her that her girlfriend is probably dead. She's crying because she's mourning her. We don't care. She has a dream about her again, and then the dream turns into a nightmare of her dying in her arms. Nobody cares. She meets another woman that tries to help her out, even though they can't understand each other's language. Scary finds her and is just super loyal to her. Every dinosaur or animal she comes across, just because she's kind to them, they just automatically love her, even though they try to eat everyone else, including all the other innocent people that are captured in that cage with her. Also, it's so interesting that dinosaurs just automatically trust her when they know nothing but abuse from humans. So old Skeletor face over here is like, come to the village chief's room. In reality, she would have sustained a really horrible experience. So she talks to the village person, speaks his language because she's magical, remember? He too wants the same thing, for her to help him understand the beasts. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it kind of looks like they have they got that under control, you know? She comes in and all of a sudden they just need her all of a sudden for no reason. How convenient. So he asks her, how do I use this device? Apparently, if you have all three of these things, or a collection of them, you're able to go home. As he's drinking his wine cup, he gets paranoid.
Order in which any man of strength can be. You think the boys are my wife?
No, I didn't poison the wine, General.
After I spared you.
You would have tasted the difference. No. I just ran a tiny Achatina lunisegna snail along the rim of your cup. Clearly they're relatives of the cone snail, a creature from my time. Its excretions are toxic.
How on earth would she have known that? Even if the snails are related to modern day snails. You've never actually seen one. You've never actually seen a prehistoric one for that matter, so how on earth would you possibly have that knowledge? Also, if it's extremely toxic, how do you know it's not toxic to touch? Which you've done many times. And were you just carrying around the snake up your cooch the entire time? He was watching you for most of the time. How did he not notice that she put slime on the freaking cup? So she takes his artifact and leaves, and he's paralyzed. Once again, this inexperienced person is able to outsmart people who have been living in a very hostile area with other hostile people simply because she's so good at everything. Everything is just so convenient and falls right into her lap, resulting in literally no character development or investment or feeling of her being in danger. Oh look, Scary saved her. How nice. There's no reason for me to feel anything for this character because everything is just given to her on a silver platter when she hasn't earned a damn thing. What is even the point of her character? And you may be wondering why I'm having such an issue with this, right? It's because if you've ever played ARK Survival, you'd know that from a main character's point of view, that's the farthest thing from what the point of the actual game is, which is to survive and have issues with surviving.
On this mountain, dude. What the hell? Why you flying? Jordan, this is that bull. This is that bull.
Never seen
Yes or no?
Hey, that's pretty deep.
It's pretty deep. All right, Sylvester. Your mom's a hoe. Yeah. I actually cannot shoot. Where's my crosshair at? Jordan, I don't.
That's crazy.
Jordan, where's my crosshair at? Jordan, this water's not deep enough. You lied. Jordan, you lied. Jordan, you lied. Jordan, you lied, bitch. Nope, I'm in the water. I'm black. Damn it, this does not help at all. Where is he at? I don't know. Shit, I ain't finna go back up and see. There's no fucking way. I'm done. I know. No, Jordan, there's no. This is that bullshit. This is that black luck. This is that non-black privilege. Nah, fuck that. That's a dope. What the fuck?
Like, I was expecting to actually see her have some character development and growth, getting chased by monsters and having to survive out there, not befriend the first freaking Parasaurolophus she finds, and just automatically win its loyalty. I'm sorry, that part irked me to no end. You know why? Because I remember when I played ARK Survival and I was trying my hardest to tame a dinosaur, you had to knock them out just enough to keep them asleep. And you had to keep doing it without killing them. And I didn't have a club at the time, I only had my hands. That Parasaurolophus had an HP of about 10, and that's because I think something else was fighting it or something, I don't know. Meanwhile, I had to go get the stupid berries to keep feeding it while it was knocked out before it woke up and ran off again. And at the time, I was very low level, so I didn't have all the stuff available. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I spent 40 minutes, 40 minutes, trying to do this. Taming is so monumentally hard in the game that it was so tedious to the point where when you actually manage to get one of these things, you never want to lose them because it took so freaking long to tame one. It's so many resources in actual, real time. And then imagine my surprise when the damn thing wakes up and I'm trying to get it to go back to sleep because you can't tame it unless it's knocked out, and I punch it and it dies after 45 freaking minutes. I wasted almost an hour trying to tame this thing just for it to die from me touching it with my fingernail. Wasted all those resources, wasted my own resources. I was so angry, I was thirsty, it was difficult. Not to mention, trying to survive on my own as a player was in and of itself a feat. And God forbid you run across other players, especially ones that are higher level than you. The game was hard. So the fact that this bottleneck skunk person is able to help one of those dinosaurs and then just wins its loyalty forever, and every other creature she comes across just loves her and wants to follow her to the depths of hell, and she just magically is already at max level compared to everyone else here. Look, no need for no saddle, no nothing. She is so out-leveled from everybody else here, as if she's operating on some kind of cheat code. It just rubs me the wrong way, considering that this is an ARK animated series. Good for her bitch ass. I cannot explain. I know I have tried, I'm probably failing, but I cannot express how much, to the highest degree, I absolutely loathe this character and the writing. She remembers her partner and she's like, yes, I'm strong.
You're here. You're still here.
Yeah, as much as I like dinosaurs, they're simply not enough to keep me here. And I apologize. I deeply apologize, but I really need a break. I will review episode 2 as well, but that's how much I dislike this. Being here longer than I have to just skip past this over and over again. I mean, I don't know, maybe I can grin and bear it. Okay, so episode 2, they're still hunting her, and then a Chinese woman saves her life. Then we get a flashback on her mom being an activist, and I don't know what the point of this is in the freaking show. Like, I'm not saying that they don't have social issues everywhere you go, but especially in this climate, why is this necessary? Why is this necessary in an ARK show? I just don't understand. The dark-skinned lead can't be anything other than an activist? Like, I swear they think these kind of characters, that's their only identity. Anyway, she's chased by Troodons. Then she falls and immediately meets a saber-toothed tiger. She has the worst and best luck out of every character here. Yeah, the Chinese woman saves her around this point, and is a super badass. And looky here, almost the same type of archetype as the Bob guy, but she gets immediate respect from this person. Tickle me fresh and ice my tits. Did not see that coming. That's sarcasm for those of you who can't pick it up.
You speak Chinese? 谢谢，对不起，我中文不好。
My English is better than whatever you call that.
Then why didn't you just speak English, you fucking asshole? I mean, it's clear that the woman you're looking at isn't Chinese. 99% chance that she might not be Chinese. So your first thing is to not speak in a language that she could speak more likely than Chinese, but to speak in Chinese when you speak perfect fluid English? What is the writing here? I can understand if she saw another Chinese looking person, she don't know where they're from, they could be from South Korea, they could be from Japan, but the woman is clearly not Chinese, so why would, out of the 2 languages that you speak, like, I see someone who looks drastically different than most of the people I would see in my country, and my first thing is not to speak my language with them. As a matter of fact, I don't even do that unless I know for certain, especially given that most people in the area know how to speak English. You dumbass.
Thank you. I'm Helena.
Look how nice and respectful she is to another woman. But the dude who came and was trying to help her in the beginning, she was so disgustingly mean to him. But look at her puppy dog eyes. Oh my god, it's another woman. Even though she's being a bitch to me, she's so nice and so powerful. Oh my god, it's getting so old.
Come with me if you wish great value to me. You may not be of much more use than a broken rope, but you can come with me if you wish. Or You can stay here.
Woman is straight up dogging her, insulting her, and she doesn't have nearly the same amount of mouth as she did for the guy that was genuinely trying to help her in the beginning of the show. That's wild. Then this part is so cute, and by cute I mean disgusting. The dinosaur, whom she's just met, knows English apparently too, and now that she's formed a bond with the dinosaur that she doesn't even really know, didn't earn that relationship with, she can just bark orders to it in English and it just listens.
1 second. Scary, stay put. I'll be back for you.
The dinosaur understood that. How convenient. You see what I'm talking about with this dumbass character? I really can't stand this show. So anyways, Unhinged Woman has her own war she wants to fight. She wants to kill off that chief guy. Then she finds food. And this is how hypocritical this character is. You monster snatch. You inner thigh of a rotting bird.
I explored this cave once years ago. There will be many perils. Help me prepare dinner. You want me to skin it?
This too is a prehistoric animal. Did you notice? It's a prehistoric otter thing and it is so cute. Look at it. It looks like a Shiba. And she did not break a sweat or a tear and tell this woman, oh my God, this animal is almost extinct. Why are you killing it even though she knows it's for food? The other guy wanted to kill the dodo for food as well. It's not like he was being an asshole just to be an asshole. He was hungry. And you didn't break a sweat, cry a tear, say one jot or tittle when this woman threw this animal at you and said she wanted it for dinner because she's a woman. You see why people get upset with these kind of shows? The character inconsistency and hypocrisy is wild. It is so wild, it's igniting into wildfire. This is so stupid. At this point, I mean, from the first episode, I didn't even want to see any more of this. I was trying to push past it and it just got perpetually worse. Anyway, Chinese chick is like, yeah, I don't know why I'm here either. Then we get another flashback, nobody goddamn cares. Then they talk about the artifacts, don't care. They come upon this door, and because what's her face has one of the artifacts, the Chinese woman's like, oh, let's use this to open the key to the door. Oh no, look what's happening. So they try to solve this puzzle and the door opens because they're awesome. And then they get attacked by spiders. And I shit you not, this character who has no training, we've got the warrior woman over here who's deathly afraid of these spiders. But all of a sudden, our main character who has no training, has never been in these types of situations before, sees these monstrous spiders. And the Chinese woman needs help. And all of a sudden, I'm not even kidding, she has a flashback of her mom and the Aborigines and whatever, putting the face paint on her for their cultural identity. And her mom is saying some stuff, if we can't fly, we run. Some weird ass shit. And she's like, yes, I remember who I am. So now, in my superhero pose, I have powers and I can beat that spider. More than that, that warrior woman can, who is way more experienced than me, has been here longer. She's super nimble now, is acting as though she's been living here her whole life. And right before the Chinese woman almost gets killed, she is able to down this thing. And I swear to God, the dialogue is so cringy. Listen to what she says.
Why did it have to be spiders?
Lots of these cheeky buggers where I come from. Though, they're not usually this big.
Drop dead.
Oh wow, how enlightening. So because you're Australian and you see spiders that big, most of the Australians I know, by the way, are still afraid of those things. But yet, you got all that magical power to be as nimble as the freaking Flash because you have spiders in Australia? Are you being for real right now? So she's not afraid, she's super strong now, has no fear, and she's like, yes, I am super powerful. Everything just falls in my lap. And I swear, they solve the problems together. They get weapons, and look how nice she is being. This woman does not like her. It's okay. None of us like her either. So the Chinese woman's like, we can reform the alliance, destroy Nerva, and end his conquest. And they see that weird floating tower thing in the sky. The warrior woman invites her to join their quest. And this idiot says, what this world doesn't need any more of is killing. Right, let's see how long you last without doing that. But knowing how this show is going so far, they're gonna make everybody else kill for her, and she's gonna have her hands completely clean, or somehow she's gonna turn out to be the hero always. And then these Native Americans come from, I'm guessing that's what they are, come from out, because so we know they're good guys, because they're not white people. I'm sorry, I know that some people might not like hearing that, and that might offend some people, but that's literally the formulaic route that every modern day animation and entertainment takes now. You don't believe me? Take a good look. All the modern shows that come out, just count it on your fingers how many times times it happens. Just humor me. And every time you see it, count it on your fingers how many times I'm right about that. I mean, it might be a little bit of confirmation bias, but when something is always happening, no matter, even when you're not looking for it or expecting it to be in there, and you're right, could just be the things I'm watching, but I mean, come on. Anyway, episode 2 ends there, and honestly, I do not want to watch anymore. I know people are like, oh, well, maybe it gets better. I already wasted so much time watching this. Even on double speed, it was not enjoyable. It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't know how a show with dinosaurs and decent animation could be so freaking bad. It is beyond awkward, and I don't want to waste my time waiting to see if it gets better. I'm really disappointed because I didn't even expect anything. I just thought it was going to be an ARK show. At the most, it was going to have lore, and I'm sure it does have some of that. I didn't really know of any of the lore in ARK. I just played it for the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs were not enough to keep me here. Here's the thing. I watched Primal. There's a lot of people who watch this channel who knew me when I used to review Primal. Great show, by the way. Ended kind of in a rush, but the journey was still great. And just take a look at this scene. Spear, the main character, befriends Fang, the dinosaur. If you haven't seen this show, you definitely need to go watch it. I don't want to even spoil it, even though it's been out long enough. You should totally watch it. But spoilers for this. Even though these guys befriended each other, she's a freaking dinosaur, and Spear still is having a problem with her. She doesn't 100% listen to him, and she just straight up disrespects him because she's still an animal. And they have to actually fight it out one episode, and that was some extreme character development. So the whole time he is fighting her, she's fighting him back. They ended up being friends, and he actually earned that. But the reason that they actually ended up being friends, if you're still here, you get spoilers, it's your own fault. Remember, she lost her children. She lost her children, and he helped protect them. And these dinosaurs are very intelligent. So she recognized he was trying to protect them. And after she lost her children, the smell of her kids on him, that's the last memory, nesting syndrome. Some birds, when they lose their babies, they will use another item or another baby animal and pretend that's their baby because they still have those mother hormones going through them. So that's what she attempted to do. She didn't really treat him like a baby, but she needed that companionship. It was the last reminder of her children that she had, going through that grief and not wanting to be alone. But she was still a dinosaur, and she's gonna act like a dinosaur. She didn't care about him, and in her world, the only thing she understands is strength. He kept on trying to get food, she kept on eating his food, and he had to fight it out with her to establish boundaries, which they did so well in this episode. And when they finally become friends, even though they're still a little bit iffy with each other, it feels earned, and they grow in closeness over going through a lot of things together and surviving together. I'm not saying I expected a full-on Primal copy, but good lord, I expected something of a little bit more quality than what we got here. Jesus Christ. If Primal is a 4-star hotel, ARK the Animated Series is a boiler room with a chair and a dog mattress for a bed. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and waste my time watching to see if it gets better. If you can't catch me within the first episode, or at the very least within the first 2 episodes, you have failed. Hush.